Guys, we have the all-new Crestliner Commander hooked up to the back of the truck, and today we're going to be installing new rod trees and new rod holders just in time for the fall walleye season. Let's get into it. All right, here we have it. 8 new Custom Fishing Solutions rod trees. These are multi-positional. They do rotate, as you just saw. They go down on angles, whichever angle is needed for the rod at hand. And when it comes to rod holders and rod trees, these guys do not mess around. They're made locally here in Southern Ontario, more specifically Milton, and they have a proprietary anodizing which doesn't fade. Now, you guys know that for this year's Commander, I went with the black and red. So having black rod trees is gonna look absolutely fantastic on the all-new Commander 2050. You guys might have seen some of my shorter clips on social media on the Crestliner Authority. I've been running these trees for salmon fishing all season long. These are prototypes because they are triple trees. So what I mean by that is that they have 3 rod holders stacked one on top of the other. Usually they are doubles from Custom Fishing Solutions. I've had the pleasure of putting the prototypes to the test for the 2024 salmon season, and they are fantastic. So there's one tree. This is the second one. Let me get one thing here. Let's jump on the boat and I'll show you just how easy it is to install these rod holders and the rod trees on a 4-inch track. So one of the tools that I highly recommend that every boat has on board is a multi-bit screwdriver. I keep one on the boat, in the trucks. It is very important to always carry a multi-bit screwdriver. I use these on the job sites. I use these on the boat. It comes in very handy. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take the ends off of the 4-inch tracks. Now, as you can see, this boat is equipped with my previous tracks, which are Cannon. These will be upgraded to the Custom Fishing Solution tracks that will be black as well. However, take the end pieces off, very, very easy. Standard Phillips screwdriver. Now that the end caps from the tracks are removed, we're gonna quickly install the new rod holders. Now, you can see these rod holders out of the box, they come on the 90 degree. So first thing you're gonna wanna do, at least what I do, is I stand them up. Very, very easy. I'll get into this more once they're on the track. But more importantly for the installation process is it comes with the screws that ultimately will hold them onto the track and make sure they're in a fixed position. These screws right here, you want them to be flush with the base. If they're protruding, you're not going to be able to slide them in properly. So loosen them off, make sure it's at least flush with the base, such as this. Stand the rod holder up, and you'll see how easily they slide into position. Now, that's where I'm gonna want my first rod holder. Now, because I always move around with the configurations, hand tight is good enough. If you're gonna be putting these on a rig and leaving them there and not moving them around, Interchanging them using an Allen key is recommended if they're going to be fixed in that position. So they're hand tight. As you could see here, you could see just how easy these are adjusted. So what I recommend for moving them on a 360 plane is putting them down. There you go. Perfect. So for Dipsy rods, inside rods, I always recommend those on a 90-degree angle like that. Same principle, make sure that the screws are at very least flush with the base so that they don't get caught up on the tracks. Slide it in. Once you get it to where you want them to be, screw them down. And when it's time to get out on the water, this particular rod holder is going to be sitting in that position. So this one is 90 degrees perpendicular to the water. This one could be on a 45, on a 60. That's the way I like to run my rod holders. Now, rod trees. These can be a little tricky to get out. Look at these things. Over the years, guys, I have used quite a few different rod trees, and I'll tell you from hands-on experience on the water, none have been as nice as these. These are bulletproof, absolutely solid, and for installation on a 4-inch track, it's the same thing. Make sure that the screws are flush. My trees always go at the front, so they're on the track. Put them to where I want them. Screw them down by hand. Again, guys, I have this whole track for adjustment. So if I want them a little bit further up, I could put them right up to here. If I want to sit them back a little bit, it's just a matter of loosening the hardware and sliding them back and forth. Now, you could see here, as mentioned earlier, the rod trees and the rod holders are fully adjustable. So these, all you have to do, and the way that I do it, is I grab the bottom rod holder, lift up the rod tree, as you could see, and then turn them out. Absolutely beautiful. And adjust the rod trees as needed. For the sake of getting into it at this moment in time, if you're running planer boards and stacking lines, you want your outside line at the top of the tree. So this particular rod holder on the tree will be your furthest line or your furthest planer board away from the boat. This one will usually sit in the middle. This will be second to the inside. And again, guys, depending on how many anglers I'm with, whether I'm on a charter or fishing with my friends, these are the insides. So if I'm with 4 guys, we can run 8 lines. 5 guys will be 10. 4 planer boards, 2 Dipsies. But this is pretty much the setup exactly how I run it on my Crestliner Commander. We're gonna do this side. Again, super easy. Phillips screwdriver, remove the end cap. You guys know that on this track, I'm gonna be putting 2 rod holders in. One, 2. Perfect. I always try and line them up for uniformity. This one's pretty close, if not bang on. Beautiful. Last but not least, the triple rod tree. And this will just go on so smooth. Being on a 4-inch track gives it a large base. I always felt like putting very expensive attachments on the Sport Track, it always made me feel uneasy. I much prefer the 4-inch tracks. And that's pretty much it, guys. So with this tree, once again, what you do is you lift it up, rotate it, super easy. Ready to go. With these, I have absolutely zero concern. So the Crestliner Commander is equipped with rod holders, the triple rod trees, once again from Custom Fishing Solutions. It's pretty much ready for an onslaught for fall walleye trolling.
Yeah?
Oh, buddy, that was a smash fest. So there you have it, guys. Outside rod, middle rod, inside on a planer board, and then you could run dipsies on these two. Max, what do you think about the Custom Fishing Solution rod holders and rod trees?
They're great. Some of the best rod holders I think we've used, honestly.
It is, yeah, they are. There you have it, guys.